Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Banya. We're here on a frosty Tuesday evening here. We've got, per usual, Dana Lundquist. And Dana, why don't you hit our guest's intro today, please?
All right. Today we have Jeff Sandner. Jeff is a BJJ Blue Belt at Aries PV. And he and I started at the same time, same day.
Really?
So we're going on a little over 3 years, and he brought his whole clan in.
Yeah.
So he's got his wife and daughter and son all in the class with us. And his daughter is an absolute killer. She's going to go on and do great things in Jiu-Jitsu. And maybe Nick as well, maybe his son. So we'll see. So welcome, Jeff.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Yeah, that's cool. I normally, when like people have a setup like yours, it's usually like the kids get into it first, and then the parents get talked into it. But you were you were the one that found it, huh?
Yeah.
So what was up? What was that? Little midlife crisis? What are we dealing with here? Or just a fun way looking for a good way to work out?
Probably like a lot of people, watching the first UFCs kind of clicked, and so I always was attracted to that. That was always fun. So I always wanted to get into it. It was probably 18, 20 years ago. I joined a gym here with Megaton.
Oh, okay.
And so I did that for a year because you're on a contract.
Gotcha.
And so I was driving across town. Very different than starting out at Grey Wolf.
Right.
But we were all white belts and brand new. And so I did that for about a year. Honestly, I don't know what I took away from that. I don't know that I learned a whole lot.
Yeah.
But I did that. So it was kind of interest. And so I did that for a bit. And then a couple years ago, we were looking for something to do with the kids because we couldn't get them into the gyms yet because they weren't old enough to go to an actual gym.
Yeah.
And so we had gone to boxing place right around the corner. They gave us a great price, and then they shut down a month later.
Oh man.
No.
So we were like, oh, okay. And then Steph actually saw a coach's ad looking for new people, new challenge. So she told me to check it out, and I drove the kids down, and we're like, asked them, and they said, yeah, let's do it.
Sweet.
So they all said okay, and all four of us signed up, and that was that.
Yeah, that ad got a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
What do you do for a living?
I work at USAA and financial services, but it's life insurance.
Okay.
So when I started my career in Santa Barbara, I was a stockbroker, and I was doing that for 3 years. So that was investments and life insurance. But Santa Barbara's expensive.
Yeah.
So me and Steph decided to start over, and we quit everything and moved out to Phoenix. We actually went to Tucson at U of A.
Yep.
Oh,
Bear
Wildcats,
down.
baby.
Wildcats.
And Phoenix obviously was just bigger, and we figured we'd have a easier time to start over and find stuff, so we came here. I forgot what I was saying.
Oh, just what you did for a living.
Oh.
Yeah.
So USAA, investments and life insurance, and in the last few years we got rid of the investments, so it's just be purely life insurance.
Okay.
Nice.
Been there over 20 years. January is 20 years.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Long time.
Yeah.
So it's a good company. It's been good to us.
Yeah.
And did you land in North Phoenix to start with and stay around here?
We actually landed in Peoria,
Or? Okay.
so west side, and I mean the housing market was crazy. We're out looking, trying to find some place. I mean, I think we went out 3 times, put out 3 offers each time we went. And this last place we landed in, little place like 1,200 square feet.
Yeah.
What year
Good
was
for
that?
us. 05.
05,
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
So, and then it's been like 10 years, and then we came over to Central, I guess. So I'm right around the corner from you, like Greenway and 32nd.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not too far either,
Nice.
which is nice because
Yeah.
the gym's close.
Yeah.
Right.
So, but yeah, we kept that house. So still have it, renting that thing out, but Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you still have the house in Peoria?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
You're renting it out?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Kept that.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
So you've had that for, what, 15 plus years then?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So
That's awesome.
Yeah. I'm managing myself. I didn't want to pay somebody else to do it.
Heck yeah.
So only second set of renters this whole time.
Really?
So the first couple, they were there for 4 years. And this last couple with the little kid, they've been there for 6.
Yeah,
Supposed to
cool.
renew, I think, next month.
That's awesome because that can be a nightmare. Depending
Yeah.
on, who you get in there.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the way to do it, though. If you buy a house, just don't ever sell it. If you have the ability to. I mean, you're obviously we're in investments for USA before, so you can do
Right.
that. But that's smart. I mean, I wish I had kept the house I had in Tucson, even now, and just rented it out because I've seen some of my buddies who have gotten multiple rental properties, and it's
Right.
like it was the perfect place to rent out. And if I had a little bit more forethought, I would have done it. And just kind of just breaking even on a house because I bought it in 2008. And then it took me 10 years to break even to get back to zero,
Right.
which is unfortunate. I should have just
Right.
kept it. But, it is what it is. But I won't be selling any more houses if I don't have to. So
Yeah, we were blessed to be able to hang on to it. Just could figure it out where we could get somebody in. Couldn't take too long to get them in, but if I
Sure.
could get somebody in a month or so,
Yeah.
and that's covering it. Took a while to break even, but now we're doing good.
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, you're probably close to at least halfway through your mortgage almost. By
Yeah.
then. That's great.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah, and it's gone up. So,
What kind of interest rate did you have on that?
oh man,
You got to know 5 and probably pretty low.
yeah, it wasn't too bad, but we had a second, and that was. We thought it was fixed. It was supposed to be fixed. Then we kept looking at it. I'm like, why does this keep moving? Anyway.
Variable after like 5 years, it'll go
Yeah,
up like
it took a little
1%
while,
or
but we
something.
were able to
Yeah.
refinance it and got it back down again, and
Nice.
so smooth sailing.
That's good.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Sweet.
What got you into investing then? Like, what did you get your degree in? I guess.
Philosophy and history.
Perfect. Investing, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Perfectly leads into it.
You know what? You look at like Mean Gene, what he does. Like understanding macroeconomics and like where people's minds are at, and also like history. That's actually you can use that in a really positive way for that. I think what Gene does is super interesting.
Mm-hmm.
They look at like where the money's flowing in the world, and they try to get ahead of that, right? So
Right.
they predict like, okay, these major events are happening, and it's gonna drive whatever commodity up, or you know what I'm saying, and then they just they attack that. So, I'd say, you know what, your degrees are useful for that.
I started in business, but I didn't enjoy trying to study that, and I liked philosophy, so I figured I'd enjoy what I was studying.
Yeah.
But probably junior year, I started realizing I wanted to learn more about investments and how it worked, and figured
Yeah.
if I could get paid to guide other people and I'd learn enough for myself, then I'll do that.
You know what? Jeff's the perfect person for me to try out my little plan on here. So check this out. So I went through the school systems. I got my bachelor's degree, my master's degree, and I feel like a lot of it is pretty worthless, and so I've got this plan that I want to hopefully do with my children. It'll a lot depend on who they are as people as they grow,
Sure.
Their character. But what I want to do is, instead of sitting down with them when they're 17, 18 and going like, okay, you're going to go to college and it's going to cost X amount for your room and board and tuition and all that, right? You add up that amount and you go, okay, we can do that, or we can do my plan, which is I want to buy them a house and start a business for them, and I'll be closely managing it with them. So it'll be 100% their business, but they will work closely with me, and I'll be able to teach them everything I know about business and stuff, which, I've learned a lot. Like, and everybody has something to teach their kids. But I think we kind of just outsource that too quickly. We're like, just kind of like, get out of here, go to college or whatever. And when really, like, if you want to, compare the value of the dollar that it costs to do that, I think that we, especially somebody like you that's been in the business world for so long, this would be perfect for. So, you set them up with whatever business interest they have, and then they learn from you over 5 or 10 years, and so you get to be with interact with them more. They get to live their own life and make whatever mistakes they like they would in college, but they'll be a little bit closer. No, not yet, bud. And it's just I feel like we kind of piss away a lot of money on these institutions, and getting your kid a head start in business would be huge if they have that entrepreneurial spirit.
Right.
They can't be somebody who isn't a go-getter and wants. They would have to want this, right?
Right.
But like I'm an example where I went through bachelor's degree, master's degree, and then I scratched my nuts for a couple of years, and then I started to figure out what I was gonna do. And so basically, I feel like if I would have gone through what I was explaining, I'd be 10 years ahead of where I am right now, which is powerful. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's 10 more years of owning a house, 10 more years where my business would be in the future, And I think, as long as you get along with your children, I think it would be so much fun to do.
I agree. I think there's a lot to that. I mean, you said it, if it's something they're interested in, growing up with you and around you, they're going to have, I think, a lot of that drive. So I think that would come. We're starting to go through a lot of that with Peyton because this is going to be her senior year. So we're trying to figure out what does she want to do? Where does she want to go?
Yeah.
My parents raised me that you go to high school, you go to college, and then after that, you're on your own. If you want to go to college, they gave us one shot to go. Right after school, it wasn't a break. It wasn't, I'll think about it. It's boom, boom, boom.
Yeah. And it's funny, my parents are really intelligent and they've done really well for themselves, but they did not, I left home when I was 17 to go to college, and it was kind of like, all right, you're gone, never coming back, that kind of a thing. And it was, and I would have appreciated more of their wisdom. Nobody told me to buy this house, but it was the best thing that my wife and I ever did.
Right.
It's a great way for people in lower or middle income to catapult their way, into the next, bracket.
Right.
And
you don't want to rent forever.
Yeah, so stuff like that, I would like to be more of a guide for my children and be more involved in that side of things and help them, because they're gonna have to work hard. There's no getting around that. This is not given to them on a silver spoon.
Right.
They're going to have to do the work, but I'll be there to point them in the right direction and not make a lot of the mistakes that I did in my business, and it'll be, I think, a lot smoother, and they'll just be, by the time they're in their 30s, they'll be guys who are in their 40s and 50s, you know what I mean, as far as where they're at, in their careers and whatever, what they choose.
I think that's smart. I will say there's a big part of my life. I mean, I met Steph at school. There is a college experience, or at least that I remember. Mm-hmm. So I don't want them to miss out on that. But I also think that things have changed, and it doesn't have to be 4 years of college, and I don't want them walking out of there with a bunch of debt.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And I'd like them to get a head start. I'd like them to be interested in what they're doing.
Debt and the ideas that come out of college nowadays. It's
fortunately, it's a scary place. Right?
I mean, I don't see that as a worry for Peyton, because she's got a super level head from everything you guys have, taught her, and she seems like she's got it under, a good level understanding of a lot of things. Obviously, she's still a kid, but it's great. You've done a great job so far, and
thank you.
She can be somebody who could be a voice for, positive, actually thinking on a campus, as opposed to these, training people to be workers and just go with the flow. And it's
do what you're told, don't ask questions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I mean, I think there's other avenues to meet those social needs. So,
sure.
I mean, our gym is a perfect example.
100%.
I've got 15 awesome friends. It's my world right now.
Yeah.
We're kind of launching a business together. We're having a lot of fun, and
Mm-hmm.
so there's other avenues besides college to meet friends. And here's the other thing too. College can be a pretty dangerous place. I don't know what your experience is like, but I mean, basically in my household, it was substances were a no-no, a lot, all the classic stuff was just we don't even talk about it. You just don't do it. And there was no education as far as how to interact with these things, because here's one thing for sure, our kids are going to meet some of these substances or people, and when you just ship them off and just say good luck, and especially if you have that attitude where you're like, we just don't do these things, it's totally unacceptable, they don't feel comfortable in like coming to you and being like, hey dad, like talking to you about some of these horrible
they need to be understand, they need to be armed and know how to handle it, and just be able to be comfortable enough to say no thanks.
So that's another thing, but even the best kids slip, and like it can be a very dangerous place for people. And I mean, I put myself in a lot of bad positions in college, and I was I was pretty mature for my age and all that, and didn't get into too much trouble, but like it's still just kind of unavoidable, I guess. And I felt like just like
it's a big bad world, and they're going to be in it, and they're not always going to have us around.
Yep.
So but that's where I think that the early 20s, it's a dangerous time for people, and I think being a little bit nearer to them and being very open with them, where you're like, I want you to live your life, make some mistakes and all that stuff, but I'm here for you. Like, you don't want to encourage certain behaviors, but at the same time, you want them to know, like, you are there as a resource for them, so that hopefully they can avoid, some of those scary situations.
Yeah.
I agree. Steph and I are trying to be real with these kids and not pretend that there's nothing out there, that there aren't influences. I think also, and I'll speak for myself too.
Hey, Ollie, shut the door.
I think you tend to gravitate, or people tend to gravitate towards you as well. So you can avoid a lot of that just being yourself.
Yeah.
But you'll invite those people around, and you won't be, hopefully, that close with people that could lead you astray.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, my experience was like I got to roommate and live with like the most elite athletes, in the D1 world, and a lot of those guys, they're problems. You just like, even though on paper they've got their shit together, like there's some ne'er-do-wells, you know what I mean? And like it does influence you, and so it's like that's what I mean. It's kind of, for me, it seemed unavoidable. Like I was just gonna be in the sphere of some of these folks, but I gotta get a cold plunge in.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Boom.
This episode of the Banya is brought to you by Optimize. Optimize is a health and wellness center run by Jesse Meringue, a fellow training partner of ours. They've got amazing center. They've got your cold plunge, your sauna, the infrared, the hot tub, compression therapy, as well as this PEMF therapy. It's like pulse electromagnetic field. It's amazing. Feels crazy, like you get that electro stim. But the idea is you've got a time in there for an hour to switch between different therapies. You can go from the sauna to the cold plunge to the hot tub. Feels amazing. Luke and I just did that last week, and absolutely, it was incredible. So if you're looking to recover from any sort of athletics or just to feel better, go check out Optimize. And for anybody, the listeners, if you just tell them you heard it on the Banya, they'll give you 50% off your first session. So I believe normally it's $39 for the first session for an hour, so it'll be half that. So go check them out. It's an amazing place.
I will say, for some reason, like I'm the only one that I think that I've like told this idea to. That everybody else is kind of like, Yeah. I don't know what it is about me and being obsessed with this idea. I just like
to get your kids into something.
Yeah, to just do this plan. I just think it's, like I said, instead of pissing the money away on college and stuff, which I feel like, especially these days, I just don't respect them. Even looking back, like I was dumb in college, but like they used us pretty heavily. Like Purdue, they're all these institutions, they're loaded, but then they go out and they beg for money too, and they would use us. Like they would put us up in the football stadium thing, and they would make us call, alumni and like ask for donations and shit. It's just it's a mess, man. I don't like how they do that, and they most of like, you sacrifice a lot too. Like I wasn't the smartest kid. I got really good grades because I was in business management too, but it was going to be too difficult. So I sacrificed that, and I did something that I knew I would just ace in, and it was a liberal arts degree, you know, and so I put that aside to wrestle, you know. So you sacrifice a lot, but then you don't really, like, it's a little different now, I guess, with the NH, whatever, the image likeness stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I guess some people are doing okay with that, but, you know, you're not compensated super well, you know, because you just, unless you're organically a super smart person, you typically go for a lesser degree, you know, so you can focus on your sport.
Right.
You know? But, yeah, so.
Do you sauna much, Jeff?
No,
No.
not around it very much.
Yeah.
I don't go to my other gym where we have it, but
Yeah.
Steph loves it. She can hang out for
Oh, yeah?
a long time.
Can we put you on the list to build you a sauna?
Yeah,
All right, we got 2 customers now.
All right.
Perfect.
yeah.
All right, you're second in line, dude. We got So yeah, let's
I've
tell.
thought about, like, where could we put it?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
take
you got
much
space.
Yeah.
Right.
That
Yeah,
spot in the back corner of your
Barely even
your
notice 'em.
backyard.
Yeah. No, there's space.
So
Yeah.
let's
You guys
tell,
have a nice backyard.
Let's tell Jeff about our operation here. So,
Right.
a bunch of the guys, mine and Dana's age, in the gym, like basically the zombie crew. A lot of us are going in on this hemp decortication business.
Okay.
So we're gonna take hemp stalks from cannabis companies, which for them is just waste. We're gonna grab those, and we're bringing in this machine from Latvia. It's a decorticator, so it separates the fiber from the hurd, like the woody part in the center, the core. And this machine, it's got basic functions, but one of the ones that it does do is, in my opinion, the most important. There's 1,000 things you can do with hemp, but the thing that I think has the biggest future is producing hemp concrete blocks. So hempcrete, it's called. So it's basically a mixture of water, lime, and hemp.
Okay.
And it's a superior product. It insulates far more superior than anything. It's clean, so like the particulates that go out on it, like it's not nasty like the insulation fibers that you buy. It's recyclable. So like concrete blocks, like those are kind of a nightmare to recycle. This is not.
It's got a high FR rating, fire retardance rating.
Fire resistant. It's mold resistant, pest resistant. You name it, it's better. This is something that should be in like every house in Arizona. For the insulation properties, like the everybody has termites here. This would be a thing that would
Termite proof.
that. Yep.
Yeah.
So it
Does well in the heat.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The insulation properties
Yeah,
are great.
it's kind of similar. You know how like adobe is a mixture of like straw and clay and mud. It's a kind of in that vein. So it's very organic. So we're super pumped. We're starting the process. We're starting the hemp collection already while we wait for our machine to get to us.
Yeah.
Right on. No, that sounds very interesting.
So and then one of our don't know if we have him 100% locked in, Patrick, but he mentioned he wanted us to build a sauna. He's the owner of Arizona Wilderness. And then we're going to explore. We're not sure if we can pull it off yet, but he's not happy with his driveway there. So we want to look at doing pavers for him. If the rating is okay to handle like car traffic, we'll likely, try to do that for him as well.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, super fun. But
We would be into that.
these are the kind of things too that, like, again, going back to my idea of like launching your kid into something, like it could be so fun, especially if they get to pick something that they're passionate about, and like something like, I don't know how you feel about the industry you're in, but the thing that currently pays my bills, it's not something that like I feel is a net benefit for the world. And so, like, this hemp thing, though, is, like, it'll fulfill my soul and heart. So, guiding your kids on something like that where, like, you go, look, it's not all about money. Like, a huge part of this game we're in of life is happiness. And so you got to pick something that's going to, make you happy.
Yeah.
We think about that all the time. I do. I mean, I think about Nick, what he's going to do, what he wants to do, what he's going to be interested in. Mm-hmm. And I think about that a lot. Like, you were mentioning it before about raise your kids, college, and get them out. That's how it was when I grew up, when we grew up. But I don't feel like that's just our goal to just get them out.
Right.
And, not that I'm trying to keep them under our wing their whole lives, but if we can enjoy each other and help each other and support each other, and whether it's a business or a farm or some homestead or something, I mean, if they were around and they had their own space or their own families and we could just build something, I mean, that's in the back of my mind a lot.
Yeah.
It's good. I mean, for building community, like, we don't have that as much with, like, families staying close together, which
Right.
a part of that is, wanting financial independence, but you're also wasting a lot of money and resources when everybody spreads out and pays rent somewhere else. And it's just, it's a waste in a lot of ways.
Yep. Duplicating systems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take that, the mic thing, just push it on there. On the front of it, a little, there you go. Yeah, you see, I can't remember who it was. I think it was Andrew Tate. I mean, for all of his flaws, he's got some good points, and one of which is where he and his brother and some of their friends, like, they bought a house together and they, like, own their assets together. So, like, they wanted to all have nice cars and such, so, like, they bought them together, so they all own them as opposed to renting them. They can all use them at different times, but it's a means of, building wealth and growing that. If you have some people that you can do that with, and the family is a great way to do that, right?
Well, the point would be to keep it within the family, or to be
Right.
able to pass it along. And I mean, a lot of times with estate planning, it's waiting until you pass and then passing it on. Well,
Right. Why wait?
transfer it while you're alive. Enjoy it. Watch them as they get it, or build it with them.
Yeah, there's I mean, it makes a lot of sense, especially with, like, you can put, like, build a trust, like a family trust, which I have my own trust, and I'm thinking about talking with my sisters about putting that as, like, a overall trust for all of us, because she's got 2 boys, and I've got other sisters that have little kids as well, and, like, it'd be great to have a large kind of trust to be able to pull from or use as financing, to pool resources. It's a great idea to do that.
Yeah.
So it's something I'm considering. I don't have kids yet, so wanting to talk to my family and do it as well. But I'm invested in their future,
Right.
so I want them to succeed, and I think that's a better way. Like, being invested in your family's future and your community's future is a good way to do it. And I see, like, I gotta ask you, like, it doesn't seem like you guys ever have a lot of I don't know how to put this, but there's not a lot of strife in your family. It appears to be with, like, your kids. I know most people, they have daughters, and they at some point for a couple of years hate their dad and want to go off and do their own thing. But you've built something great, and I'm sure there's times, which everybody there always is, but it seems like you've done a great job with that.
I appreciate that. Sure, there's always growing pains, but the kids are pretty level-headed. I mean, we've treated them and talked to them like adults.
Yeah.
We didn't raise them as little kids.
Yeah.
And they don't have cousins. Steph's brother doesn't have any kids. My sister couldn't. And so they were always around adults. And so they had to grow up and know how to behave and handle themselves.
Yeah.
And I don't tolerate a lot of crap either.
Yeah.
So if they get out of line a little bit, I'm not going to wait until they're going way out here. We're going to keep them here. They're free to do what they need to, but there's some guardrails along the way.
Right.
But I got to say, they've been easy, man. They've been easy kids. They're good.
That's awesome.
Great. Well, I mean, it's just a testament to probably you and Steph, really, like, and how you guys have set a good foundation for it and a good example. That's probably the biggest thing, is setting an example for your kids. This September, we're together 24 years. Congratulations.
We've been together a long time. We grew up together.
Yeah.
And I think that's a big part of it. We didn't have a big part of our adulthood independent and then try to mold that with somebody else.
Yeah,
we
right.
grew up young and together, and working in the same restaurant together, and we've gone through all this stuff together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So-
great.
It's been, part of me wants to say it's easy. I know it's not easy, but
It
Yeah,
can
we're
be,
blessed.
I often look at people in their relationships, and they have whatever issues, and it's actually, it can be pretty easy to avoid a lot of that stuff. It's just, people's egos get in their way, and it just that they turn. There's so much petty stuff that just doesn't matter. If you take that larger view on life of just like what really matters, I am having a hard time picking an example, but like, stupid shit over like, I don't know what car to get, something like that in relationships that people will fight about. When I hear what they're fighting about, I'm just like, dude, you guys don't understand, like, this, none of that matters at all.
We got a common goal I'm going to support her. I'm going to be with her forever. And she says the same. I believe her. And so we're not going anywhere. So there's no exit. There's no off ramp.
Right.
We're in this together, and that's that. So that eliminates a lot of the options that people have where they start doubting things and saying, well, maybe we should quit. It's like, that's not even an option.
Yep.
So we have to push through. We have to figure out what it is. But it's just having the same common goal.
Yeah.
To grow together, be financially comfortable, be able to raise our kids healthy, happy, and see where they go.
That's the biggest part, man. Just being healthy. That's something that obviously, when you walk around, going to Fry's or wherever, like, people are missing out on that fundamental. It's just like they're poisoning their bodies, and it all spirals downhill from there. Like, if you're unhealthy and you're in pain, like, you're not gonna be your best. Your best, and then your relationships are gonna struggle, and just it all erodes from there.
I keep saying it jokingly, but like, I don't want to feel like I already peaked.
Yeah.
Like I've already been at my best. Mm-hmm. I mean, the last few years, I'm probably in better shape than I had been for the past 20.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And I like it. We enjoy it. It's fun. When we joke about like moving off grid and getting out of here, the reality comes in. It's like, well, can we still train?
What
are we doing? I'm not driving back here from pacing every day. That's not going to happen. So, I mean, that's a reality part to it, but I don't know, one day at a time. I got to jump in there.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're powering through it.
All right, let's talk about Jeff's Jiu-Jitsu for a little
bit. Yeah. Not too quick. So, Jeff, we talked about you're a blue belt. Got it, about a year ago or so?
How old are you?
48.
48. Okay. What is that? Masters.
4.
4.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, and you've competed a few times.
Yeah.
Got gold at one of the Jiu-Jitsu World League twice.
Yeah.
Nice. Hell yeah.
5 of 6. So not a lot of matches.
Okay.
But
still. So you've done 2 competitions?
3.
3? And 2 of them you got gold in.
Yeah.
All right. Did you get it in blue belt, or was it your last white belt?
The first gold's at white, and then the last one was silver.
Okay.
Nice. So
nice.
Yeah.
So walk us through your game.
I don't pull guard, so I try to trip, throw, collar drag, ankle pick, that kind of thing, because I'd rather not start on bottom.
Right.
So, yeah, trips and ankle picks, or they're trying to. I mean, the last time they pulled guard on me, and so I just had to get out of that. But yeah, I don't really know what my game is. That's part of my problem.
Okay.
Well, let's walk you through it then. So obviously, like you just said, on neutral position, you're going for trips, sweeps, ankle picks. Okay. So then, let's say your opponent goes down. How do you like to pass guard?
I'm probably trying to just move around them more. What am I saying? Torianos, I'm trying to like throw their legs out of the way, get to knee on belly, and
so
then
you
they're
go
turning.
Torianos at the knee or down at the...
Whatever I can get. I mean, and I'll grab one leg and just hold it and pull it up until I can throw it to the side.
Right.
And then dive on them.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, so we're past guard. We're in knee on belly or side control. Do you like to go to north-south, or do you like to start... What's your...
No, I'm not good at north-south. Or I haven't even been there, really. So, more they're scrambling, and yeah, if I can get to side or they're turning and then I'm getting to their back,
Right.
that's what I'm trying to do. And then,
Okay. What's your favorite submission?
I mean, I've only had the one, and it was
Well, like in
from the back.
practice, what do you like to...
Probably arm bars,
Arm bars,
Kimuras,
okay.
Maybe chokes, but not very often.
And you did you finish a match with a submission?
Yeah. So
What'd you get?
what do you call it? Collar zip? Or,
The zipper
Yeah.
from the back?
yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
That's a fun one.
That was fun.
Yeah.
That was fun. And there was a picture of it too. The photographer was right there.
Oh, yeah.
So that was perfect.
Nice. Nice.
Well, here's what you do then, Jeff. Since you seem unsure of your game, just piece by piece, think about what you want to do, and then in practice, when you go through, you commit to hitting all of those things, right? So, however you want to pass guard, pick one and just shove it down their throat. Just keep doing that one, until you get super good at it. Same thing, like if you want to do arm bars, like okay, like there's 1,000 different ways to get to an arm bar. Just like you could spend the next couple years just doing that. You know what I mean? So like that's how you're gonna develop your game, and then once you get, not even once you get comfortable with it, you also need to visualize this all the time. So like we were talking with Dennis about this, like instead of like when you're thinking about competing or even competing against somebody in class, you don't think about the victory. That does not matter. You think about your game, right? Like what are you going to do? You visualize yourself sweeping, ankle picking. You visualize yourself passing guard with your Toriandos. You visualize the arm bar, how you're going to get there, right? And so you just like keep that drilling in your head, and then you also, when you're in class, you focus on perfecting as much as you can, those, and then boom, you've got your game developed. You know
No,
what I mean?
I think that's smart, but for me, most of my time I'm playing defense.
Yeah.
So I'm like so
Well, same
defensive.
thing though. So you got to think about that too. Okay, now you're in your guard. What are you doing? Like I know what I'm doing. I'm going to knee shield I'm just gonna get there. I'm gonna get to knee shield, and then I'm gonna control the far wrist with both hands, and then usually I'm going for a you call it, is that a Kimura or
Kimura grip.
Yeah, the Kimura. I mean,
yeah, Kimura. Yeah. So like that is my bread and butter. So everything like flowers out from there. Like I'm shooting for that. It's something I just slide into. I don't even have to think about it at this point. I'm going there. It just starts to happen. And then if something else happens, I get both butterflies in, or some other scramble happens, then we go from there. But like I have something that my body is just doing without me having to think about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
and you have that, Jeff. Like rolling with you has never been easy. So yeah, you have that. It's I guess just thinking about it. Like you just do it naturally. So I guess if you like you said, pick a couple of things and force that. Like even if you're gonna fail, like you gotta figure out how you're failing, and then figure out oh that's how they're able to sweep me when I go for whatever.
Right.
Right. So
Yeah, I try to think. A lot of times I end up on my knees, and then I remind myself, okay, I got to get up.
Yeah.
Can't pass on my knees.
Yeah.
So then I'm up, or trying to be playing pressure, and then trying to just move to the side, move to the back.
Yeah.
But then they're scrambling.
Yeah.
I haven't been very good at keeping in people, even in side control.
Yeah.
Sometimes I do, and then I guess I just get fixated on that, where I'm like happy, like, all right, I'm actually holding position.
Right.
And then I need to move. And then, tech mount. And then try to get their back.
Yeah. You said something there like don't pass on your knees. I find myself passing on my knees. Like I what I like to do a lot of times is get to top half guard.
Okay.
Or if I'm in bottom half guard, I'll sneak a butterfly hook in with the other one that's non half guard, and then wait for the person to reach back to try and push my knee down. And when they reach back, that elbow's exposed, and I'll slip my hand in, and then I get the top half guard. But then I'm stuck there on my knees trying to pass from the top half, which is okay if you do it right, but you can just get swept a little bit easier. So sometimes I get swept, and I'm not opposed to having somebody in my guard, so I'm like, oh, okay, but I need to get better at that because I end up giving up points too easily sometimes.
Sure.
So, but I honestly, that's what I should be focusing on, is passing and not pulling guard immediately, because that's just what I like to do.
Right.
It's okay, but if I want to develop more parts of my game, then I should be working on, passing and...
I know it works. I mean, Peyton pulls guard, and then I try to pass, and then I can't, and then she's on my back.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
She's on top of me.
Right. Yep.
It's fun. It's neat. It's a complicated sport, martial art. There's a lot of aspects to it. Part of it is how much energy I want to put out, how much energy I have.
Yeah.
So a lot of times I feel like I'm trying to conserve myself.
Sure.
So.
Well, that's where, again, like, so much stuff gets thrown at us technique-wise, and if you try to, like, master of all, or however that goes, shitty at everything, not good at anything specific, that's where, like, I find things, I often, like, will go, like, okay, I connect with this, and then, like, other days, Mateus will be showing us some crazy ass inversion stuff, and I'm like, nah, I'm good right now on that. You know? And so, like, I definitely, like, use my brain in, like, I'm pretty lazy, and I think that serves me too. Like, I find I think it was Bino maybe who I heard this from. It's trench positions, right? Okay. So there's certain areas where you can catch your breath. And I love those things. For me, it's a knee shield and controlling that far wrist. Once I have that, there's very little at that moment that person can do, and I can just kind of chill and catch my breath and, figure out what I want to do from there. So, there's a lot of positions like that. And if you start to, think about that a lot and like how you can get to certain positions where you will be in a good position and they will be struggling and wasting their energy. It's pretty cool to watch somebody, deplete in front of you.
Right. Yeah. Right.
While you're just breathing. Nice.
Cook them.
Mm-hmm.
Right. That's something that, like I was saying, if I can get to a good spot, realize, be patient, let them worry about it, let them exhaust themselves,
right.
And then keep moving. Something I think is neat too is as many techniques as there are, and I keep learning for the first time for the 50th time.
Yeah.
Listening to some really high level people, they win worlds at black belt with
basics,
their 5-10 things.
Yep.
Yeah.
They don't have 100 different moves. They've got their 5, their 10 go-tos that work. So,
well, Kabe always says this: there's no black belt techniques. There's just fundamental techniques done at a black belt level. So crisp, and every movement is perfect that you've perfected it over thousands of repetitions.
Yeah.
And I think about that when I'm, playing my guard game like I do. I'm like, well, I'm still getting better at this. I mean, I could be progressing in other ways, but I'm also perfecting these little things that I prefer to do anyways.
Right.
There's one thing that I wanted to bring up actually to anybody listening, specifically to white belts, because this happened with me with a white belt in the morning. And we'll come back. We'll come back.
Boom.
All right. So what I was saying was, so this could be good for anybody, but I mean specifically with white belts, if you hear this, going for submissions while in somebody's closed guard or they're in their guard, like whether it's Ezekiel or a cross collar or something. Which, hey, if it works, go for it. But what I would say is, it's not making you better. It's kind of the goal should be to get out of guard and then work to submit from there. Because you may get that submission once on that person, which you did, which congrats. But it's not going to happen again, right? It's like,
they probably won't.
You're not really getting
again.
better. It's like, hey,
work
to get out of guard.
Work
to get out of it, and then do your, when you're in a dominant position. Kabe always says this is, position before submission. Get to a good dominant position and then apply the submission, which I need to learn as well. In my last competition, I lost 2 matches because I went for submissions instead of getting a better dominant position first. Now, it wasn't like I was in their close guard, but because of going for a submission, I then allowed them to pass because I wasn't able to finish it. So, which goes against what I normally do, which is just get to a dominant position and control, and then if the opportunity for a submission is there, great, go for it. So, anyway, it's just a little side piece. I was thinking about that side note for anybody listening.
No, that's always good advice.
Well, cool. This has been fun, Jeff. Yeah. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you guys.
Appreciate it. Hit us with some water on the rocks.
Yeah. And breathe slow. That's probably good. Oh, man. Here we go.
There it is.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
Yep. All right, Jeff, you got any parting words for us?
No, thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming in. You're an inspiration. You and your family. It's awesome. Keep training. We love to see it.
Thank you. It's been fun. It's been fun meeting everybody.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a new family.
Yep.
All right, everybody. Well, thanks for listening, and we'll see you around the gym. Bye.
Peace.